I'd like to begin by giving you sort of a background or a little bit of information about the agency that I'm with. It's the Community Development Commission of the County of Los Angeles. And our primary purpose is we are a public lender. We administer both federal and local funds that provide a part of the financing for the development of affordable housing. Obviously, there's a critical need for that here in Southern California, to say the least. Anecdotally, we really began to become aware of some of the research that's been done on this particular issue around 2006, 2007, kind of late in the game, you might say, but we really started to focus on it because of the surplus properties that became available as a result of the construction of the 105 freeway or the Century Freeway. A lot of surplus land was left over, so to speak, after the freeway was built, and we began to question if it was a good idea to build housing that close to the freeway. And obviously the research, and more research became available to us, why it became clear that it wasn't such a good idea to build close to the freeway, although we didn't have a specific idea on how to formulate the policy. But I wanted to share one anecdote with you. I have a background, a distant background I might add, as a private pilot and also a commercial airline passenger. And I can recall in the early 70s, late 60s, of flying into Los Angeles and literally looking at the brown tunnels that used to sit on top of the freeway. And I think that's personally, that's one of the things that kind of sparked our interest in developing a policy to help us deal with that. And as Dr. Simon pointed out, why we had to make a choice between pragmatism and what the evidence told us, and we wound up with a policy that says we will not provide funding for anything that's closer than 500 feet to the freeway. That was obviously an internal decision and not meant to represent the ideal, because I think reaching the ideal in this area may be close to impossible. There are areas, I think even Boyle Heights was alluded to earlier, where literally you can't build any affordable housing in a particular area because all of it is within 500 feet of the freeway. And obviously 500 feet is not the ideal, let's call it. But we did go ahead and institute our policy in 2008. To say that it was warmly received would be wrong. We faced all sorts of political opposition. Our own Board of Supervisors, also known as the Board of Commissioners in our case, were very concerned about this because they have an ongoing relationship with the development community, and the development community made it very clear how unhappy they were. I think we all understood that because we all want to keep producing affordable housing, but at the end of the day we were stuck with making what turned out to be kind of a tough decision, which in the future we may even consider revising it and extending it out further. We haven't done so yet, but that's certainly one thing we're looking at in the interest of health, and particularly those that occupy affordable housing who often don't have the resources to address health problems that they may or may not face. So that was kind of the origin of the policy that we have in place. Thank you.